Welcome back to part two of our dictionary of the app we are building using MIT App Inventor. So, in the last video, we built a dictionary app that shows one meaning. But here is the problem. You can see in the demo I showed, I type run, it only brings just a single meaning. And I also type some other words like watch, Lord, God, and I only have just a meaning. And all these words have different meanings. Like run has different meaning, watch has different meaning, same as Lord too. And that is not good enough. Our app needs to be professional. It needs to display all the meaning of the words. So let's understand what is happening inside our data, inside our logic. So, I said we have three layers. Like I explained in the previous video, we have the meaning layer, meanings layer, then definitions layer, followed by definition layer. Meaning is a list. Definition too is another list inside the meaning list. Now, definition is the actual text that we are looking for, which is what our actual meaning. And the analogy I gave to in the previous video, I said, think of it like a school bag. The JSON will return the text as one, like our results as one. But now, inside this our results, we have a box inside the box inside the box. If you remember, now inside this school bag we have a book, which is our what? The meanings is our school bag, the definitions is the book. Now the definition is the page where the actual, which contains the actual word we are looking for. So instead of, now what we are trying to do now in this video is that instead of just taking one text in that page, we want to what? We want to have our app read all the pages. So whenever we get the book, we want to read through all the pages. We want our user to be able to read through all the pages, meaning they should be able to get all the meanings available for that word. They have to get all the meanings available for that word. So now let's construct our logic. So we have to move this out first, then we have to bring this here, then we have to delete this. We'll get it back. We have to delete this. Now the first thing we need to do, we need to find a way to store all the meanings. Meaning, we need to find a basket to put all our pages. We don't have where we can put our pages here. We need a database to put all the meanings, like the meaning list. So we come to variable and we come here, then we initialize global variable. Now we name this variable definition list. Now we would set the list to empty list. So we come here to list, then we pick create empty list. Now, why are we setting this to empty list? This is like creating an empty basket, like I said, to collect everything. To collect what? All the list of words that we get from the online dictionary, which is the internet. So that is why we are setting it to empty list, because we don't want to add anything in it rather than the list we got from the internet. So now let's now move to our loop. You know, now instead of us picking one meaning, like I said, we go through each item one by one. What do I mean by that? Inside the meaning, we'll pick an item, display it. Inside definitions, pick an item, display it. They will now display the actual text. Now I'll break this down further, but before we do that, let's construct our block. So we come to control, then we'll come to, for each item in list, do. So for each item in list, do this. Now before we go to doing our loop, we need to set a very important thing, which is what? Whenever we want to get a new list, we need to clear our old list. Now how do we do that? Okay, let me tell you the reason why we need to clear it. Is because whenever we have a new definition, we get the list. Now we search for another word. Now we have a whole definition. Now we are getting a new definition from the dictionary online. So the list will now display both the old and the new, and that's not good. That's very, very bad, and it's unprofessional for our app. So we need to clear the old list, then replace it with the new list. How do we achieve that? So we come here, then we set global definition list. So we put it to be the first thing on our when web1.got test do. It should clear the list, the old list we have. So we come to list, then we set it towards create an empty list. Can you see? So we set it towards create an empty list. So now our lists would clear the old definition list for the new definition to arrive. So our app will be neat and professional. So let's move on to building our loop. So we have to remove definition. I will tell you why we are removing definition in a second, but let's construct our app. So we have to remove this too. So we delete this, then put this on. So we attach this to here, to this place. Now, so after doing that, we'll come here, we'll come to list, then we'll get add item to list item. Now we'll bring it here, then we'll add our get value for key definitions. So we'll come here, then we get item, then we add it to our definition. So we come here, then we get our global definition list. So we bring it down here, then we add it here. So now let me explain what we just built, the block we just built. We just built a loop. I said our internet dictionary brings, or the web gets the text from the internet dictionary like a box, just one box. And we said inside that box there's a box. But now we don't want just a meaning, we want a multiple meanings. So we would try to loop through each boxes. and bring out the items, the list of items inside each boxes to display them. What do I mean by that? So we were using a bag, a school bag. Now inside the school bag, the bag itself, we have different items in the bag. We have a pencil, the book, biro, eraser, and so on. Now inside our meaning, we have different list of definitions of meaning inside our meanings. So our meanings is an item. Now inside our meanings, we have different lists of an item inside that item. Now definition too is another item on its own. Definition 2 is another item on its own, which has different thing in it, different list of elements in it or item. So let's take it back to our bag analogy. I said, okay, meanings is the bag. So we have book, pencil, and so on. Now definition is the book. Now inside the book, we have a lot of things. Apart from we having text, we have the about the book page, we have the forward page, we have the dedication page, we have the table of content page. Now we want to bring out those pages, every of those pages, we want to bring them out. Now meaning that we want to bring out every list in definition, every items in definition, we want to bring them out. Also in our definition, which is what our actual meaning, the actual text, so that inside that page we want to bring out the all text inside the page. So we are bringing the all text outside for the viewer to view it. So instead of us just picking one, we are not picking only definition again. We are doing what? We are going through each item one by one. So that's the loop for each item in the list, meaning that for each item, definition, meaning, and definitions, meanings, and definition, it should do what? It should add item to list, which is our global list. Item, definitions. So definitions will come first, followed by the second item, which is what? Definitions. They're followed by meanings. So are you with me? Now inside this loop we have this. Now let me explain this, what we just have here. We said get value for definition, we know that one. Now get item, this means get the exact text inside definition. We said definition 2 is a list now, and we are trying to go through each item, so we are bringing out each list in each item. But now in definition, we don't want to bring out the whole list in definition. We want you to just get the exact text, the actual meaning of that word in definition. But in the other items, which is what? Definitions, we want it to bring out the whole meanings, the whole item inside the definitions, and the whole items inside the meaning. Because remember, they are lists too, but they are items and they have list in them. Meaning is an item, is an item and has list in it. Definitions too is an item and it has list too in it. So we are trying to pick what? We are trying to pick the item. We want to bring them out, we want to display them, because we are not trying to get only one meaning, we are trying to get what? Multiple meaning. But now in the definition, we don't want to bring out the whole item on the list. We just want to get what? An actual item, which is what? The exact meaning. That's it. And while we have this get, like I said, we will now put everything here in our what? In our global basket, which we call what? Definition list. I said we are creating an empty basket where we put what? Our list, which is what? Our item. So we'll now send everything. We said add item to list, and the list is what? The list is what? Our global definition list, which is what? Our empty basket. So we want to fill it up with the items. So now, how do we display them? I deleted our text label, which is what? Our label. Now I deleted it because if we have a list inside the label, it should not look nice, it will not look neat. It will just give us in a simple straight text. I said label just display what? It displays text. Nothing, it just displays text. But now we are trying to display list. Now we are not displaying text, so we need a component that would help us to display it neatly and cleanly. So we will delete this, come here, we delete, then we'll now add what? List view, because we want to make it what? We want to display it in a list format. So we add a list view. So we'll now come back here, we'll come back to list view, then we'll get list view elements. So we want to set the list view elements. So come here and get list view elements. So this is it. So we set list view elements to what? To our empty basket. So we'll come here and get what? Our empty and let me remind you, our empty basket is no more empty because we fill it up with what? These items. So each list in these items has filled the definition list. So now the definition list is no more empty. So whenever we get a meaning, the meaning will go directly into the definition list, and we've already set our list view elements to what? The list that is being gotten from the online dictionary. So this makes the app show multiple meanings and cleanly. So now our app is no longer basic. It's actually understand real world words, and it will display multiple meanings, not just a single meaning, and it will display them in a clean, neat way. So let's test our app. And let's go over the things we've used, the components we added. We added list view. What does list view do? It displays the list nicely. That's why we added it. Then we use get item. This gives current meaning. So it goes through each item and gets the current meaning, which is the current list from each item. Then we use loop. It repeats the action from each meaning. So from meanings, definition. So it goes through each items and gets their list, gets each definition from each item and display it. Now we also have the list, which is store multiple meaning. So let's test our app. Let's download it. So this is our app now, and it's working perfectly well. So we type in the word watch. As you can see now, watch has different meaning, and it's giving us all the list of definition for watch. Both the noun, the adjective, the verb is giving us. Let's type in another word.
Let's type in download. Yeah, let's type in download. Download. Now, as you can see, download only has two definitions, and our app is displaying multiple definitions now. So we've come to the end of this part. In the next part, which is the final part, we'll be handling errors and everything and making our app looks more professional. So bye bye and see you in the next part.